Hey everybody! Welcome to me running Chroma. Chroma is actually a game that I made for the Charge RPG Jam, which, what month was that? That was March? Yeah, this was my first Game Jam game. And it is like, if you like Power Rangers or Sailor Moon or Saint Seiya, all of that kind of stuff. It's, that kind of vibe, Super Sentai stuff, but with a Greek theme and specifically a color theme. All of our magical heroes today are themed around a particular color. And on the topic of magical heroes, why don't they introduce themselves?
Hi everyone, I'm Elliot, and today I am playing Ambrose, and they're the color violet, and their things revolve around purple. And if you know me, this makes more sense than it needs to. Also, my pronouns are they them. Sometimes he and Ambrose's are they them.
Hi, I'm Jordan. I come from Crit Failsafe. Today I'm playing a character named Marty, who rolls with the color gray. His pronouns are he, him, as are mine.
Hi, I'm Zoe. My pronouns are they, she. Tonight I'll be playing Rosalind, whose pronouns are she, her.
Perfection, and I am Zeke. I will be your game master for the evening. My pronouns are they, them. So, this is my lovely cast's first time playing my game, which is very exciting. I think we're all going to have a great time. So this is built on the Charge system. The basic idea of Charge is to always keep things moving forward. In Charge, there is never a result of nothing happens. Something always happens. And the other thing that we do in Charge is you can, as you perform actions, you gain, in this case it's called Prisma. Other games built on the same system, they call it different names, but you generate more power that you can continue to use to do more cool stuff. So all of my lovely cast, if you look at your character sheets, you'll see down below your action points, you have 2 points of Prisma. And as we get into things and you're going to be making rolls, anytime you roll and get a 6, you're going to gain 2 Prisma. If you roll and you have more than 1 6 in your dice pool, then you will get 3 Prisma. And if you roll a 4 or a 5, then you'll get 1 Prisma. And you've got over there to the right of your Prisma tracker the things that you can do with your Prisma. You can spend 2 Prisma to gain an extra 1d6 to your dice pool. Or, if you don't want to spend Prisma for that, you can also choose to add tension to the scene. If you want to do that at any time, just ask me, hey Zeke, what would adding tension look like here? And I'll let you know, and then you can decide whether you want to take that option or not. You can also assist your teammates. That will cost you 1 Prisma and let them get 1d6 to their roll, and you can explain what assisting your teammate looks like in the situation. And then at any point, if we're in a situation and you're like, oh, it would make sense for my character to have prepared for this in some way, maybe you have brought something with them, then let me know. We'll discuss whether we want to do a flashback scene. And if we decide to do a flashback, that's going to, depending on what we determine, that'll either be free. If we decide it's free, then we're going to make it a fortune roll, which is basically pure chance. To decide if it goes your way. If we determine so it can be anywhere from 0 to 2 Prisma. Free, we're going to make a fortune roll. Where is? Let me actually bring up the mechanic for that. There we go, flashbacks. Okay. All right. So for 2 points, the flashback happens, and your past actions have an immediate impact on the narrative. Or for 1 point, the flashback happens, but you have to make an action roll to determine if your character's actions were successful or not. There we go.
Sick.
So those are the things you can spend Prisma on. You start every session with 2. So, for now, so you guys are the Chroma Guardians of the colors red, violet, and gray. Red Chroma, you have fire powers. Violet Chroma, you have powers over spirits and death. And gray Chroma, you have power over metal. You have been enlisted by the goddess Harmonia to fight against the forces of chaos sent to Earth by the goddess Eris. And you guys have been at this for, a little bit now. You've got a couple battles against weird chaos creatures under your belt now. And your muses, the servants of Harmonia, who have given each of you your powers, occasionally pop by and they're like, hey, there's a situation. I need you guys to go check it out. In the fashion of, if we were talking Sailor Moon, Luna or Artemis might, or Madoka Magica, you might get these kind of instructions from QB. Your standard Sentai team tropes.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you guys doing this morning as you go about your normal, daily, not superhero lives?
Well, Rosalind, as you know from her elevator pitch, is an illegal street artist. Part of the whole thing with the red chroma is that the person chosen to be the red. Sorry, these are new terms for me. What is it again? Not knight. The other ones are knights. Guardian. The Red Guardian. Thank you. The person chosen to be Red Guardian is chosen because they have something that they're very passionate about. And what Rosalind is passionate about is street art. So she's probably tagging some big corporate building. Like in the alleyway. Sneaking in the alleyway behind it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, Ambrose is kind of taking their morning walk through their neighborhood cemetery, speaking with their relatives, and they're not living. But they're catching up and updating them how their life is going and how much it's like a relief to be able to speak with them every now and then, even though it's been a while. And yeah, being connected to death for Ambrose doesn't find like dying itself tragic or anything really in particular, but honestly half the time when they're talking to spirits, they encounter they try to give them a little bit of relief. So if there's anything like their family in particular or any of their family friends have going on in the morning that are upset or worried about them observing their family of the living, they try to, settle them down a little bit. But
Perfect.
yeah, they're pretty relaxed otherwise, and yeah.
Marty is currently talking to his therapist. He has been struggling with crippling insecurity since he was like 13. So finally buckled down and started getting the help that he needs for it. But he still kind of finds himself getting getting caught up in it all every now and then. Just talking to his therapist, though. For like an hour. Hour 45, maybe.
Alright. So, as you guys go about your normal, everyday human lives, you finish up with the things you're working on this morning. Ambrose gets to enjoy their nice, relaxing walk through the cemetery, you know, as every good goth kid does. Rosalind has plenty of time to finish her cool spray painting. Leave.
Oh yeah, it's
leave her mark on.
Lots of red and black paints.
Perfect. Proper anarchist colors. And Jordan gets to finish up his therapist session. And then as you guys are getting ready to go on with whatever you have planned for the rest of your days, that pesky part of your lives that you don't really talk about to other people comes to call upon you. And each of you will have some on your person somewhere, one of the gems associated with your color. For Rosalind, it's a ruby. For Jordan, I believe... yes, Hawk's Eye, one of my favorites. And then the violet chroma is, of course, an amethyst. And wherever you're carrying this upon your person, and it could be in the form of, like, a piece of jewelry, you know, a raw chunk of crystal that you carry in your pocket. Maybe for Marty, his is a worry stone. But you'll feel a little spiritual ping. And as you move to a, you know, somewhat private location, you'll pull that out and get a little sort of hologram projection of the location of Eris's most recent seed of chaos, gathering some chaos energy.
I think Rosalind's, it's a ruby, right, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, I think she wears it in, like, a little pendant around her neck. I like the idea that it just kind of, like, emits the hologram from her chest. So she
That's awesome.
So just, like, as she's packing everything up, all of a sudden, like, she feels that connection, and then it shoots out the hologram like it's Star Wars, making a nice little display for her. And where is it? Like, where does it... Do I recognize the location?
Oh yeah, it's someplace, like, right in your neighborhood. I'd say it's within a 10-15 minute walk from wherever each of you are.
Cool. Rosalind finishes packing up her stuff and starts heading over.
Marty will take the bus because he is afraid of walking alone.
Marty.
And Ambrose, theirs is kind of like almost similar. They've got a lot of jewelry hanging down, so it doesn't look too weird. But it's the one that's most center, and it just kind of like projects out. And they take their skateboard and go.
Ooh, skateboard! I love that.
Yeah.
Very on brand.
Pretty good at that.
All right, so as the three of you converge on this location, when you first get there, and we're so in your neighborhood, there's a little sort of a convenience store, like outside of the big city, you might find attached to a gas station, but there aren't, in your little very close-knit neighborhood, there aren't really a lot of gas stations, like, in the neighborhood itself. So this is just like a standalone convenience store, like a walk up by pre-made refrigerated sandwich or a soda kind of thing.
Like a 7-Eleven.
Yeah. I actually don't know that I've ever encountered a 7-Eleven not attached to a gas station, but yes.
Really? I've never seen a 7-Eleven attached to a gas station.
Same,
seen both.
actually.
I've seen both.
Fascinating. Alright, this has been your 7-Eleven history moment.
Apparently so. So yeah, so your local, like, but not a chain, like a mom and pop shop kind of place, local convenience store. And the signal seems to be coming from behind it. But I'm gonna assume that the three of you, like, walk up and, like, we'll meet somewhere around there. Do you think you'd all show up at once, or is one of you getting there first?
I'd probably get there first.
Yeah, I'd like to think that
faster on wheels.
taking the bus takes a while, so he'll definitely show up like maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Already took the bus, last one to show up.
All right. So what are you? So we're waiting. So we're waiting on Marty to get there on the bus. What are you two doing while you wait?
What do you think's going on this time?
I don't know. It's kind of sudden, honestly. I mean, almost normal, but still feels weird. We just had something like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it seems to be happening a lot more frequently lately, huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
Maybe something
think I
big's
like that.
coming.
Well, I haven't encountered any new people in my usual stroll, so that's a plus. This town only has one cemetery, so I'm not sure.
I think Rosalind takes out like a little, like a receipt. You know what, Rosalind has like a soda that she got from the 7-Eleven while she while she's waiting for the others. And she like takes out the receipt for it and just says, well, whatever it is, I'm sure that it'll burn just as easily, and like sets it on fire and like burns it away.
Oh my
With
god.
her pyrokinesis.
Yeah, and like suddenly, like they're kind of getting stressed out, but they suddenly just like out of nowhere, there's like a little like black cat that just like appears, and they're just like holding it. It's like, yeah, hey buddy.
Do you have a familiar?
Yeah, my joy power is summoning cute animals, so.
I love this.
It's amazing.
Yes!
Perfect.
You can't be sad if you're petting a cute cat.
You can't.
It's true.
Yeah. Their name's Toulouse.
Toulouse. I love this.
May or may not be based off of my first cat ever.
Aww.
Aww.
I love that.
All right. So as Marty rolls up, what's on his mind?
Did you take care of it yet? Is it done?
No, we were waiting for you. Did you take the bus?
I did. I did take the bus. I was kind of hoping that it would be finished by the time I got here.
You know you can't rely on the 5. It's always late.
I didn't know the 7-Eleven was a bus stop.
There's a lot of things that are weird. Speaking of which, do you know what it is yet, or have we not looked at it at all?
Rosalind.
Do we have to look at
Soda.
it? We're gonna have to look at it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look at it.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And Marty's gonna like start to walk over. He will stop and look at the two of you. Are we gonna? We're gonna walk over.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, thank God. Okay. And he will continue to walk over.
All right, so as you guys go through the alleyway between the 7-Eleven and, some miscellaneous building next door, it comes on slowly, but becomes very noticeable very quickly. A feeling of dread. Who wants to make me an action roll to try to determine the source? And I'll let you decide how you want to approach this. So whatever you've got points in, go ahead.
I can make a roll. I can do a roll. Yeah.
All right. What are you thinking?
Well, I have a point in study, which is pretty great. I don't have points in emotion, which is unfortunate because my emotional power is sees how the pieces fit together, and that would be helpful right here. But I didn't do that. But that's okay. I have points in study. Is it two actions that we form the pool with?
You can.
Or it's one action, like a Forge in the Dark game,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, I think.
Oh, I forgot I was muted.
Oh. Sorry. Did you want to roll?
Yeah, I was thinking of using part of like my element just to detect
okay.
anything.
Okay.
All right. Well, Ambrose has 2 points in element, so would perhaps Rosalind like to spend a prisma and use that point in study to assist?
Sure. I would love to.
All right.
I'd love to help my friend Ambrose figure this out.
All
Is
right,
it rolling
so
3d6?
yes, you're gonna roll 3d6 and tell me what your highest is.
Cool. 5.
5? All right. And then that's going to be a partial success. Tell me how you're going to use your powers to kind of suss out what's going on here.
Yeah, so Ambrose also, for their color-based power, they have kind of like solar ultraviolet rays that kind of like form out of their hands. So they kind of want to like do a scan of the area to see if there's like anything hidden that maybe isn't obvious.
Ooh, I love that. Okay. Okay, so you hold out your palms and you're scanning around with your UV rays, and you land upon a trail of sort of. It looks like it shows up in your UV as just like a shining pool of like little splotches going off to a corner behind the dumpsters. And so you'll point this out to your team, and as you're presumably leading the way, as you come up to that little alcove in the corner, you very much find the source of the feeling of dread, and that is, indeed, you have found one of Eris's seeds of chaos that get planted around your otherwise peaceful little neighborhood. And it has, from the various comings and goings of people around this 7-Eleven and picking up on the ever so potent energy of Karens yelling at the staff over things that are outside of their control, or people buying booze there and going about their normal chaos. it's been very well fed, and you've just stumbled upon it just as that seed decides to sprout into a little black critter. Think kind of like a Neo Shadow from Kingdom Hearts, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's black, but it appears kind of like less a black object and more like a void in space in front of you. And since you're the first to round that corner, it's going to burst out of its little seed packet and fly right at you, knocking you down and doing you 1 stress level of damage. And you can describe how you want to flavor that damage. Like, does it just knock the wind out of you?
Is that the first one that's the little frowny face?
Yes, exactly.
Excellent. Normally, Ambrose doesn't get startled because, you know, they just speak to ghosts sometimes and they just appear. But that was a real jump scare. And they're just kind of like taken aback, and they're like, their heart's a little bit faster, and they're starting to sweat like a tiny bit. And just like trying to play it off cool. And kind of like, and like get up very slowly and pick up their cat. Just like start
Pick up the cat.
Pick up the cat. Fine.
So, the creature kind of springs past Ambrose, and it finds itself trapped in this little back alley section where the dumpster lives, between the wall of the building itself, the wall behind the dumpster, and the group of you. And drops into a crouch and hisses at you. And it's ready to fight.
What was the
How are you guys gonna react?
What was the cat's name again?
My cat's name is Toulouse.
Toulouse? Alright. Ambrose, are you okay?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Is Toulouse okay?
Nope, no, it's not. The chaos thing is back. He's here again.
I like to
Fine,
think
it's
that.
fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Or what were you?
No, it's good.
Okay, I like to think that when it hissed at him, at Marty, he panicked and slammed the dumpster into it. It was like, ah! like it just moved and squished. Do we kill these? Like, have we established? Like, do we just like body them? Is that like, or do we try to contain them before I do what I'm about to do?
Oh, you can absolutely just body them.
Okay, yeah, he squishes it with the dumpster. He de-panics and.
I absolutely love that. Let's see. You've got 2 points in muscle. Do you want to make me a muscle action roll?
Sure. How many dice do I roll for having 2 points in it?
2 dice.
Oh, 2 dice. I love that.
If you want to spend your 2 Prisma that you've got currently, you can add another dice to that, or someone can spend 1 Prisma to assist you.
I will.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, also, you rolled a 5, so before, Elliot, so you would have added 1 Prisma.
Okay, so I'll just leave it because I didn't adjust it.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, cool. So I roll 3d6 and then I pick the highest one?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, yeah, it's a 5.
Alright, so yes, you fling this dumpster at it, and there is a bit of a squelch as it gets smushed in between the dumpster and the wall, and you have just enough time to be like, ha! Well, that was easy, before you see, like, the shadow chaos essence of it sort of trickle out from underneath the dumpster. and form into several small little puddles of darkness, from which little itty bitty versions of the thing pop up and they scatter.
Can I, as that starts to happen, can I do something to them, or is it? Are they
Yeah,
too
go
fast?
for it.
I would like to set the small puddles of darkness on fire.
Good move.
All right.
I would like to. I would. What I would like to do, depending on how well the dice are, is I imagine Rosalind tries to, like, as she sees it coming out, create like a ring of fire to trap them and then close in on them.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
Hello.
Oh,
Sorry. I have a
also,
here.
Jordan, add a point of charisma to your sheet, and yeah, give me a element roll, Zoe.
Yeah. That's 2d6. I like my odds.
Okay.
Hey, I got a 5.
Perfect. Okay, so a little ring of is it one ring of fire around the whole group of them, or a little itty bitty rings of fire around each puddle?
Oh, one big ring of fire. Yeah, like the end of Ocarina of Time, where they're surrounded in the ring of fire. It's like closing in.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So you pop up this ring of fire around these little puddles of chaos energy, and it's closing in on them, and all of the little chaos critters are hissing and scrambling around in the middle of the circle trying to find a way to get past the fire, but because they're all very tiny, I'm thinking there's like 6 or 7 of them, so whereas the first big one would have been about the same height as you, it is now like 7 of them that are a 7th of that height, so they're all very small and cannot jump over the fire ring. And they're very upset about it, so they're scrambling around in there and all backing towards each other.
Mm-hmm.
And as they back towards each other, they do start reforming into one creature that is now trapped in your fire ring. But it's going to...
It can jump out of the fire ring now. It could jump out.
It is slightly smaller than it started out as, because it did lose some matter in the process of getting squished. But it's going to give like a little shriek that generates like chaos energy from it, and it's going to push back against your fire ring. It's not quite strong enough to like dispel it, but it's going to keep it from getting too close to it.
Rude. Rosalind just shouts out, "Alright, I have it trapped. I don't know how much longer it's gonna stay there."
Okay, hold on. And out of their pockets, they actually like have like a belt with a bunch of like vials and stuff, like empty ones, because you never know when you find cool shit and you gotta put it in a container. So they're going to like trap a bunch of them in there and just like screw the cap on. Like a mason jar.
Awesome!
A mason jar full of chaos energy.
Yes.
Excellent.
That's screwed on
That's
tight.
that's very funny. I like that a lot. Okay. Kind of a roll do we think that should be? I'm gonna say that's an element roll.
I was thinking that too.
Because that's definitely some Death Witch kind of energy right there.
Oh yeah. 5.
5. All right.
Yeah.
Yes!
All right. So you catch a good amount of chaos critter energy in this, which considerably weakens the big one, and your little bits of chaos critter are very not happy to be in this jar. Your magic is holding them in there quite well, but you can see them like, imagine a jar of fireflies, but the fireflies are more like Have you ever seen like a wasp in a jar and how it just gets angry and keeps headbutting its way around the container
Oh,
that
yeah.
it's in? Imagine you've got a whole bunch of little tiny bits of black
jar of
goopy
bees ruin
chaos.
you.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect.
So they are
Yeah.
actively fighting to get out of this jar, but
Yeah, it's
for right
screwed on
now.
tight. It's a mason jar. You're not getting that shit. You got a vice grip on that thing to can things in, so vacuum sealed tight.
All right, who wants to take another shot at the big one?
Marty will take a shot at the big one. So he kind of sticks out his hands, and the metal from the dumpster begins to kind of peel and tear away, ultimately forming this thunderbolt that he takes and he throws, and it wraps around to kind of like hold it together, kind of as like a little, like, kind of like a little sharp rope, just to keep it contained.
I like that. That's a very clever use of your metal manipulation powers. Okay, so now it's trapped in a ring of fire, and it's also being like bound in place by a like strip of metal being wrapped around it. That's very cool. So it is very unhappy. It seems frantic, and it's going to take its shadowy claws and try to rip at the metal, doing a little bit of damage to it. It's clearly trying to get free and seems to be in flight mode, so it's going to be working on getting away from you. So, you know what? Let's give it a fortune roll and see if it's going to succeed here. So, when I do a fortune roll, we're going to decide on this as a group. Everybody at the table is going to decide on this together. So, on a scale from very unlikely, unlikely, likely, or very likely, what do you think the likelihood of this thing being able to break out of its current bonds is?
I would actually figure well, not like fairly likely, but likely, because the metal is getting hot from the fire, and then that's starting to soften up. I didn't think about that before. Might have made a predicament for ourselves.
I mean,
And that's my fault.
still hurts.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So, what do we think? Likely?
Likely.
Yeah.
Likely.
Okay.
Likely.
So, the way a fortune roll works, for every level of likelihood, from very unlikely, which would be 1d6, to very likely, which would be 4d6, you roll, and it works pretty much the same as your action rolls do. But we only make fortune rolls on things that are outside of your control. And wow, its highest roll was a 3, so no, it is. We got 2 1s and a 3, so it's trying, and just like you said, that the ring of fire's heating up the metal. So as it's trying to claw at it to get it off of itself and get loose from it, you can see it grab at the metal, and the metal kind of like passes through its shadowiness, and there's a hiss and like tendrils of extremely dark black smoke that come off of it, and it's angry. It's angry because it's getting hurt, and it's freaked out, and it wants to get away, and it cannot. And the more it struggles, the more it hurts itself. So you guys seem to have things pretty well under control. So what do you want to do to kind of like seal the deal here?
I would like to do something stupid.
Yes,
I would
please.
love it if you did something stupid. Please.
I love when things start off like that. That's awesome.
Rosalind shouts to everyone to stand back. And
Don't
then
need to
she's
tell me
going to
twice.
reach into her bag and pull out like a little vial of paint and chuck it into the fire to blow it up. Because paint is
amazing.
flammable.
Amazing. Make me an element roll on that.
Okay. I'll spend a prisma to bump that up to a 3, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Great. That's a 5.
All right. So you chuck this vial into the fire, and there's it takes. So the vial doesn't immediately break upon impact.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes just a second for the fire to melt it. But as soon as there's a breach, there's a flash and a bang, and you hear the thing screech, and there's a big cloud of black smoke around it. And when the smoke dissipates, you see that so the force of the explosion blew your ring of fire out, but this thing has been reduced to a nice little puddle of goop on the ground. The goop is kind of like shifting and moving around, like it's trying to reform back into something, but it's lost the majority of its mass at this point and probably isn't too much of a threat.
Ambrose takes the jar and just go, that's what'll happen to you if you don't calm down. They shove the jar back.
Marty will like kind of like stomp on the little puddle a little bit, just kind of give it a couple of kicks, like, yeah, stay down.
Respect it.
Very, very much like, I didn't do that, but you get the fuck out of here.
So you stomp on it, and it kicks up some dust around there that gets all mixed in with the goop, and it gets all like muddy. And the thing, as you go for your second kick at it, the puddle of goop actively like scooches away from you, and like it becomes like a little crescent moon away, arching away from your foot, and little bits of the puddle like raise up in little tendrils of blackness, and it hisses at you.
He like falls back, kind of rolls, just starts throwing fucking quarters at it. Just like any little bits and pieces of metal and coin, just freaking out.
I love that.
He's not having a good time. He's not. He's a little freaked out. A little. Maybe a lot. Just hoping that it dies.
So as you throw your random bits of change and other metallic bits around, I'm imagining you're pulling like aluminum cans out of the dumpster and
Oh yeah. It's just anything metal. There's like little like old staples, quarters, aluminum cans, like bottle caps. It's just about anything and everything is just throwing at it. He's missing the majority of these, by the way. Like he's just throwing them and they're not landing. He's not precise with it at all.
So after a few seconds of this, the puddle is now buried under a pile of miscellaneous metal trash, but doesn't seem to be like moving anymore.
All right,
I
let's
got
get it.
So what are you guys doing?
Ambrose
I got
walks
it.
over and is just like, hey buddy, need a friend? I can summon a friend for you if you doing okay?
Okay, I could use a friend right now.
Okay, what kind of friend do you want?
I don't know, something small. Something small.
Okay, so Ambrose thinks immediately, and suddenly, out of their hands, cute little ferret pops out.
My brain was thinking ferret. That's so that's so in tune. His face lights up.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you. What is your
Yeah.
name? He's not. They don't talk, do they?
No, they don't.
That's okay. And he'll just kind of hold it and feels very warm.
Aww. What about
Perfect.
Rosalind?
What is normally like the cleanup maneuver for this sort of thing? Like after we've smushed one of these, what normally comes next?
Well, you're going to want to. So you've smushed the thing, you've eliminated the immediate danger, but you're going to also want to get rid of the seed pod that it came from.
Right.
Which is, relatively a passive thing, but like as long as the seed pod is gotten rid of, then even if that little puddle does reform itself, it doesn't have a place to go back and hide and recuperate. So it's eventually just going to fizzle out on its own.
Okay. Well, then while Marty is getting ferret therapy, Rosalind is going to... I wish I had ferret therapy. God, my life would be so much better if I just had a ferret to just hold for a moment. Anyway, Rosalind's going to go over to the seed pod, and just burn it. And then as that is burning, she's going to just like take a quick look around to make sure there aren't any others.
Okay. And for like a visual reference here, so it kind of looks like an alien egg, like from Alien, but instead of just opening at the top, it like fully folds out, kind of like a it's like 4 petals and would normally be closed up in a little seed like this, and then when it hatches or blossoms, if you will, it kind of folds out, like not all the way flat into a flower, but like 4 separate petals with an opening in the middle. And it seems to be made out of like a similar black goopy material that kind of sinks its way into whatever it's been stowed away in. Like it's got liquidy black ooze kind of roots, and kind of it'll stick itself to any surface, kind of like a spider web, and dig itself into whatever surface it's in. So as Rosalind has lit this thing on fire, it's producing more of that like very dark black smoke as it burns away, and you can very much hear it like sizzling, and you can see the roots of the thing kind of like reacting and wiggling, like you've seen, like if you put salt on squid, how it reacts, like it produces a reaction in the muscles of the
Tissue.
of the tissue and makes it wiggle. It's kind of doing that. And looking around, why don't you give me a study roll?
Okay. I am not good at study, but that's okay.
If you want to, you can always choose to add tension to the scene and get an 6.
Yeah. How can I add tension to the scene, Zeke?
Okay, so roll me that second d6 and I'll tell you.
Okay.
Because I got the feeling you didn't get a high roll there.
Well, let me tell you, I rolled
Scary.
the exact same number, and it was a 3.
Oh no!
Okay, so as you are looking around for signs of more seed pods, luckily you don't notice any, but you also don't notice something else, which is that, so something you guys haven't yet figured out is, where are these seed pods coming from? Like, who plants them? Does Eris herself come and, like, plant these in person? Are there minions involved? You don't know. Well, you're about to find that out, as, you hear the approach of footsteps. And then, let's see. Oh, so you're the brats that have been meddling in our plan. And, the seed pod that was burning is suddenly hit with a blast of water from somewhere behind you guys.
My one weakness.
Exactly. How are we reacting?
Marty's afraid. I feel like that's something that I will be saying plenty of times in the next couple of hours. Startled, mainly. He is the first to turn around, I would say. Very jumpy.
Rosalind screams a little bit. She was very focused on other things, and hearing, like, a new voice startles her, too.
See, Ambrose is already startled earlier, so they're just annoyed.
That's a good reaction.
Excellent. I love that. So, since Marty is the first one to swing around, he's also the first one to see who has come on the scene. And, as you spin around to see them, you're surprised to see what appear to be two pretty regular people, but one of them is very clearly manipulating water in the same kind of way that Marty manipulates metal or Rosalind manipulates fire. But they're definitely not anyone you know. So these two, one of them is dressed all in green and black. She has like a green crop top with some black torn up jeans, green and white high tops, and a like black denim jacket. And she has these long black dreadlocks that also seem to have like a greenish tinge to them. And she's wearing a green like dad cap backwards. And currently has one hand on her hip and the other hand held out to her side, like with the palms splayed, and a twisting ball of water hovering over it. And she looks pissed. And standing next to her...
Look hotter.
Sorry, Elliot, I missed that?
Stop making her look even hotter.
Standing next to her is a guy who looks like they could be siblings. But he is wearing no shirt at all, a pair of blue shorts, blue sandals, and a blue like track jacket that's open. And like his hair's cut really short, and he's also wearing a dad cap, blue and facing the correct direction, and he's got his arms crossed and is just like laughing at all of you being startled. He's not currently exhibiting any sort of powers, but context clues, you can assume that he probably also has some.
This is my favorite Pokemon gym.
Marty kind of leans his head over to Elliot. These don't look like guardians. Or Ambrose. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Our names haven't changed, but
Yeah, he leans his head over to Ambrose. These don't look like guardians, do they? Because I don't.
I don't know. I mean, they like powers clearly. I don't know who's controlling them though.
They don't seem very nice, do they?
No, they don't.
I just want a normal Tuesday.
I wasn't even supposed to be here today.
He turns over to these twins, I guess, walking towards them. Hold on. What do you want?
I love Marty so much.
very, very much trying to kind of like puff his chest out a little bit. We're not looking for trouble. Trouble.
So the guy in blue is going to kind of laugh again. Put his hands on his, like, lean back, put his hands on his hips, and then lean forward with a big grin. And you might not be looking for trouble, but we sure are. And get kind of like shoved in the side by what you can assume to be his sister. And she's going to interrupt with, "You lot! You're the ones who've been destroying Mistress Eris's seeds of chaos. What's your deal?"
Yeah, we are. We'll do it again. Rosalind sets the thing on fire again.
I'm all for chaos, but that thing's freaking awful.
Awful? What do you mean? I think they're beautiful.
Yeah?
Gross. They're icky. They're gross. What do you mean beautiful? They cause problems.
And causing problems is simply my favorite thing in the world.
Right. Well, how many? What's the whole goal of these? Like, other than to scare the crap out of everyone? Like, what? Why does she want these all over? I don't get it.
Well, simply, the more chaos there is in the world, and the girl in green is going to shove him, and the more chaos there is in the world, the stronger Mistress Eris gets, because she is the goddess of chaos. And it's about time that she took her rightful place at the top of Olympus.
Man, I love when villains monologue and tell us everything. Great. And they shake up the jar and open it and toss it at them and tell everyone, "Run!" And they book it down the other end and like hop on their skateboard. And if we have a usual spot that isn't behind a 7-Eleven, that's where I'm going.
All right. What kind of spot would you guys like to be your meeting spot?
Can it be?
Oh, yeah,
Can it be an abandoned arcade?
Yes.
Absolutely, I love that.
Great.
Yes. No, that's awesome.
I love this. Yeah. So yeah, Ambrose throws the angry bees essentially, and hops on their skateboard. It's like peace, and heads out.
Bees.
All right.
They don't allow bees in here. Rosalind.
I'm just picturing the Oprah Bees gif.
Everyone gets bees.
That's the element you're missing
Marty and
from your
Rosalind?
game.
Hmm?
I said that's the element you're missing from your game, Zeke. You forgot about bees.
Bees!
Rosalind
Don't worry,
sticks
I
her
got
tongue out.
this.
Rosalind sticks her tongue out and then turns and starts running.
I'm assuming Marty's booking it?
Yeah, Marty ran. Like, not even looking back, just going.
Marty heard run and said, "You don't have to ask me twice."
Don't need to tell me twice, and he's gone.
So as you three are running, you hear the girl hollering and swatting at this swarm of angry chaos bees that were just thrown at her. You just hear, "You're on our side! Calm down!" So, you reconvene at your abandoned arcade.
Yep.
Well, what's the plan?
Okay, well that's new.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I made the monologue. There's nothing a villain loves more than to monologue and talk about their plans.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dumb.
Eris is a Team Rocket duo that's just doing stuff. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. There could be so many more than just the two. Oh my god, and they have magic too. It's not just chaos. Oh, this could go so wrong.
Ambrose summons the ferret back, but this time it has a friend.
Oh.
2 ferrets.
Thank you.
2 ferrets!
Because ferrets are ones that need buddies.
Just
They're like
arms
ghosts.
full of ferrets. Well, at least we know now who's been planting them around. If it's just them.
Confirmed.
Also, can I just say, Jordan, I love that you immediately made the connection to Team Rocket, because that's exactly who I modeled them after. They are 100%
they're
Team
so
Rocket.
hot.
Team Rocket was my bisexual awakening, so they've been printed on me very much so. Like that's like that's really what did it for me, you know? But yeah, as Marty's just kind of holding the ferret duo. Were those Chroma Guardians? Are they technically Chroma Guardians? Could this be a problem?
Maybe God of Chaos is controlling them and they don't know any better. Wait, who's... I mean, we have one of our own we kind of jive with, but like... I don't know.
I don't know if they don't know any better. They seem to know what they were doing, and they were pretty like gung-ho about it, you know?
Or maybe they're just being controlled like that.
Maybe.
It could be.
They were
do
kind of
want
over the
chaos
top, right?
to reign, so...
Or maybe they just like chaos and, like us, were given an outlet of some kind. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I freak out at most things, but Meg seems to take a liking to me because I help her and she helps me. I don't know.
Hmm.
Should we try to...
Are there any books laying around?
There can be. What are you hoping to find?
Any mythology books and stuff, because we figured out, like, oh, well, we are tied to other things. If there's any mythology books or anything that we can try to, like, look into some other details of maybe someone we could contact, or try to use our muses to try and, like, get something out of that if there's some extra, like, do, like, a study roll or something.
Okay. Let's... Okay. So, we can do one of 2 things.
Mhm.
I can make a fortune roll and find out if we have any mythology books stashed here. Or someone could spend some Prisma, if you've got it, and do a flashback and say that you brought some mythology books here in the past.
I'm okay with doing that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have one in study, so,
Oh, I don't have any in study.
yeah.
I think Zoe also, or Rosalind also has a point of study. Who currently has Prisma to spare?
Where is that on the sheet again?
Underneath your actions.
I have
You have-
3 Prisma at the
I have
moment.
2 Prisma.
Okay, well,
I
it
got
would...
one.
If we're doing a flashback and we want to just... We have mythology books, that's going to cost 2 Prisma, so whichever
Okay.
one of you wants to spend some.
Spend my 2. It's no worries.
All right. Okay, so yeah, we've got some mythology books here, plenty on Greek mythology. And why don't you make me a study roll? And I'm going to go ahead, since we have books here, and give you an extra 1d6 to that.
Okay.
And if anyone wants to assist, you can also do that.
If I am just like, okay, I will roll, and if I get crap rolls, can I just, like, Ambrose look over to, Rosalind and just go like, things aren't computing because they have a point of study and they can retry?
Yeah, absolutely. We can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I got a 6!
Oh, excellent! Okay.
Thank you, pansexual dice.
Alright, so you are looking through these mythology books, and let's say... So Marty brought them, but let's say that this particular set of books you have access to were recommended specifically by you guys' muses, or in Marty's case, the Fury Megara. So they've got a little bit more info than you might have gotten from just like something generic that you picked up from the library. And so you've got kind of an idea of like who in these books is on whose side in this kind of conflict. And looking through, let's see. Would you like to make me an element roll and see if you might have a spirit friend who can sort of guide your hand to turn to the correct page?
Could I use a charisma? Just in case?
Yeah.
Okay, where is the charisma? Just so I can mark it.
Oh, underneath your actions.
Actions. Four.
Okay, so you're gonna get to the right section.
Okay.
So you feel... Because there's no real, like, stakes here, so I'm not gonna have anything, like, bad happen, but you're just gonna have to do a little bit more work to figure it out. So
Takes a little bit longer, that's fine.
Yeah. So you instinctively turn, through your spirit guidance, to a section in the book on the Greek monsters of myth. And there's several different sections here, kind of dividing them in, like, sort of vague groups. And you do find a section on, like, more water-based monsters, things like naiads that are basically mermaids, water spirits, and sirens. And then you get to a section as you're flipping through that just, it feels right. And it's two related spirits that you might be familiar with depending on, like, your knowledge of Greek mythology. And you feel like this might be the source of your problem here. You have a sea serpent called Scylla and a thing that possibly also a sea monster of some sort, but is generally depicted as just a malevolent whirlpool that is called Charybdis.
Oh.
And and there are illustrations in this book, and the illustration of Scylla is represented as a green sea monster with many different heads. And then the depiction of Charybdis is of a whirlpool with sort of like a... Oh, and now the word has... like a sarlacc in the middle, but instead of sand, it's water. And that one is painted blue.
What's that one's name again?
Charybdis? I believe that's how you pronounce the proper Greek.
Huh. Oh, God. I just did my own little Double Trouble is literally what it's like titled under. Double Trouble. Oh, boy.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't recognize Scylla at first once you said Charybdis.
Yep.
Ugh.
I'm like, this sounds familiar. Ah, crap.
Two very chaotic monsters to do a chaotic job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. And I just like flipping over, I'm just like, no, these two were born into this. There's a reason why she chose them. And I just like open up the book and show them the drawing.
Oh. Cool. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You gotta fight that?
You know, I can set fire to things. I don't know if I can set fire to a whirlpool. That's gonna be a tricky one.
What I'm hung up about is that how did they turn the whirlpool into a dude? How did they
You
do?
mix it up. With the lime and the coconut. Mix it all up. You put it in the pot, and then you got it. Go to the doctor. He knows what to do.
The doctor, he knows what to do. Elliot, I love your brain.
ADHD.
Mood.
Oh,
As soon as you said mix it up or whatever, my brain just like put the lime and the coconut.
oh my gosh.
All right, so are you guys going to come up with some sort of a plan?
I think we need to turn him back into water. Because then he'll be less of an issue. If it's at all possible. Lime, coconut, whatever it takes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's something in the books that tells us like how to do that, like how to just send them back to where they belong.
I mean, I could... Yeah.
Do you think we can contain him with a bunch of mason jars?
No, I don't have one big enough for him.
That's fair. That's fair. How do we deal with this?
God.
So if you look through the book a bit, you will see that there's a note in there that says there is an idiom in Greek called being between Scylla and Charybdis, which is the equivalent in English
Rock in a hard
is
place.
to choose the lesser of two evils.
Oh
So we gotta destroy one. That's the lesser of the evils. Love that.
Maybe we can get one of them to turn against the other? Whichever one we think is less troublesome?
Can I use my color power for this? To find the gray area in this situation?
Oh.
Absolutely, you can.
Ooh.
Do you want to make me?
Can I
Let's-
help with any of that too? Because with my color power, I can find the things that you're not exactly looking for, so I want to try to help boost.
Okay. Yeah. Spend me a prisma to give an extra d6, and
Thank you.
Can
Marty
two
make
people
me
boost?
a notice roll.
Oh, I love notice rolls. Okay, so I've got 2 points. So with an extra point, would I be rolling 4d6? Okay, cool. Big brain math. Cool. Oh, that's sick. That's a 6.
Did you get any additional 6s by any chance?
No. I got
Okay.
2 4s, a 1, and a 6.
All right, cool. So just for future reference, if you guys ever roll more than 1 6, that is a critical success.
All right.
Can we
All
get
right.
Prisma back from 5s and 6s?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna try to find a sense of what can satisfy both sides in the situation. What is the gray area?
So, Marty, as you're sitting there thinking this over and like turning it over in your mind and petting your therapy ferrets to like help you stay calm and focused, you're thinking if you have to choose the lesser of two evils, you may want to, in this case, choose the one who seems more easily influenced. And it definitely seems like brief interaction with the two of them that the girl, you can assume is Scylla, definitely feels a lot more strong-willed. And Charybdis, I mean, just in the few brief minutes that you were talking to, got literally shoved aside on multiple. So he might be a little, like, more easily, like, influenced, swayed, or at least much easier to distract and handle than his sister.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I have an idea. If you like, kind of, I'm gonna let you tell us what your brain registers before that. Like, when you thought that idea, when you're like, hey, one of them is easier, so I'll let you do that before I do my idea, though.
Yeah, I'll just say that he kind of relays that to the rest of you, just of how he thought that Charybdis. Okay, cool. That Charybdis just seems to just kind of be there because he's there, while his sister is just very much kind of like the brains, I guess. Divide and conquer.
You know
Those
what?
will
He might benefit from a therapy animal. Maybe I could see if there's anybody I can speak to that knows where he is. And then maybe we could approach him. And, just have a talk. And, maybe a cute animal will help. And, siblings are siblings. So maybe get him on, when he's on his own time.
I think that's a good idea.
Can I use my passion? Can I use my passion power even if I don't have points in emotion?
Yeah, absolutely you can. Just, like, give me a good argument for what other action type you might want to use.
Yeah, definitely. My passion power is sees how the pieces fit together, which fits in very well with Ambrose and Marty's color power, which is very fun.
Yes, I love that.
My idea is as this idea is spoken out loud, Rosalind is going to pull up her phone, because these are two very distinctive people. And she's going to try to see... She's going to do, like, Google research to see if there's anywhere that this guy just like kind of hangs around on his off time.
Okay.
Like pictures posted with him in the background or something like that.
Okay. Let's see here.
She's doing some internet sleuthing. So I was thinking study. And not just because it's the only mental one I have a point in.
Well, why don't we do study and let's see. Who has a good, what's the word I'm looking for? Who has a action that seems to jive with this? Why don't... Could Marty maybe... Why don't you both roll me... Well, I'm gonna have you both roll, and depending on what you each get for these rolls, we'll see what we can come up with. So, Marty, roll me notice, 2d6, and Rosalind, roll me study.
Okay.
That's a 4.
I also got a 4.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So, we're gonna give you guys some, like, there's a word that I'm trying to think of, it will not come to me, but you guys' skills are going to mesh here.
Synergy.
Rosalind, synergy, thank you.
Yes.
Zoe, bless you for knowing what my brain was trying to say.
Zoe shares the brain cell at this moment. It's great.
Yes.
I remember the healthy habits of freshmen.
Okay, so Rosalind has the idea, since things seem to, for the time being, be contained to your little neighborhood here. You have the idea to look at, like, neighborhood news, like a Facebook group or something equivalent to that. Maybe somebody has, like, a community news Instagram or something like that. So you have the idea of that's where you want to go.
Does she get on next
like,
door?
Maybe. And then as the three of you, like, I'm imagining, like, you're sitting at a, like, booth, like a restaurant booth kind of deal in this abandoned arcade, and Rosalind has her phone to whatever page you decide to go on, and, like, held out a little ways so everybody else can see, and you guys are, and Marty and Ambrose are kind of, like, hanging over the back of the booth, also staring at the phone. And as you're scrolling through this and, like, looking through various, like, things that have happened recently and photos from Marty's going to be the one to notice. And at first you don't see Charybdis, but you do see Scylla. So that gives you, like, a place to jump off from. And she was spotted, or not so much she was spotted, she appeared in the background of a photo from a local bar. And if you decide to go to, like, that bar's, like, their specific Instagram or Facebook or what have you, you will find Scylla and Charybdis hanging out together in the background there. So that might give you a place to start.
Are they tagged in there?
No, but they're in the background and you can, like, clearly see them. So you could maybe head over there, ask around if anyone's seen a guy that looked like this.
I want to speak to dead people that are around that area.
Ooh, that's an excellent idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've
Like,
been
we
at this
could, like, make
for.
our way over there, but like once when we're close, but not too close, like, you know,
Start asking questions.
start asking questions.
All right. Do we want to take a quick bio break and do that when we get back?
Yeah.
Sure.
Perfect. All right, friends, we will be back very shortly. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. So, we were on our way to the bar to try to track down Scylla and Charybdis, or at least Charybdis. Charybdis?
Charybdis, I think.
And I believe Ambrose had a plan.
Yes. Okay, so while we're at a decent distance, like, not in the clear, like... Sorry, my brain died. Kind of like, not in an alleyway, but somewhere where we're noticeable but not noticeable. I want to try to summon some spirits that hang around, obviously, that are still here, and try to see if, you know, I can speak with them to try to gauge if there's familiar people around that we know.
Okay. Elaborate. What exactly do you mean by familiar people?
So if I give a description of what the two typically wear, if they've seen
Gotcha.
them today, basically.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
Understood. So, let's see. So you're approaching the bar. You don't want to be in an alleyway.
Yeah.
There is not next to, but kind of like catty corner away from the bar, like a little, like not exactly a park, but like a little green space with a bench. So if you guys take a sit there for a little bit, and you put out your little spirit magic fingers, you will get a few local ghosts who will be interested and come to see what's up.
Yep. Hey, hey Phil. I needed a favor again, I'm sorry.
Good old poltergeist Phil. Always dependable.
So, Elliot, tell me how exactly Ambrose's powers are gonna work here. Can the other two see the ghosts that you've summoned?
No.
Amazing.
They can try, but no.
Okay.
They can
What
hear.
do they look like
they hear
to
the
you?
voice, but they can't see him.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
They can hear the voice. Very good.
Yeah.
What do they look like to you?
So, Phil is a nickname because they used to call him at the bars "Fill Up My Cup," and
No, that's
yeah.
awesome.
So he's probably like, I'd say about like maybe like mid-50s, kind of like his hair is kind of like parsed a bit, like kind of like brownish, but he's got like a bomber jacket on and kind of like one of those a nice green polo. So brown bomber jacket, green polo, kind of looks like, you know, he walked up in 1920s a little bit, got that tood to him, but
Okay.
like honestly, he's a good guy.
All right.
Yeah.
So is it like just a vibe, or is there a visual distinct difference between when you see a ghost versus a real person? Well, real person, living person.
Yeah. No, it's like a physical manifestation, like some wisp air that, like, wisp steam air type stuff that kind of, like, rolls off of them. So they look real to me, but, like, the wispiness is what comes off. So, like, whenever they speak a little bit, that kind of, like, this wispiness, like, vibrates a little, and that's kind of, like, how everybody else around is able to hear.
Ooh, I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
They
so you
can't
ask
see the
Phil for a
wispiness, but that's
favor.
the science to it.
So you're asking Phil for a favor. Do you want to make me? Well, actually, how do you? Tell me what you're gonna ask Phil. Then we'll decide if you need to make an element roll or not.
Right. Yeah, so, remember my Uncle Marty? And he kind of, like, had that weird streak of time where he fell in with the wrong crew and you, like, saved him a little bit. This is kind of like a situation kind of like that, except more impending doom and chaos to the world.
Uncle Marty? What happened?
The one that I told you about that time when, like, I was, like, 3 drinks in, I'm like, oh, that reminds me of Marty. That guy. I'm talking, actually, I'm actually talking to Jordan. I mean, not Jordan, crap. My brain.
Oh, Marty.
Yeah.
And Marty's just kind of like, what happened, Uncle Marty?
Oh, you know, the one
Did he
that's
make it out?
the one that reminds me of, like, because you're Marty, and that's how we bonded. Because I'm like, oh, I have an uncle.
Oh,
Yeah.
Uncle Marty. Is he still alive?
Yeah, Uncle Marty. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm talking to Phil about Uncle Marty, not you, Marty. Just so there's differentiation.
Right. Continue.
I love this. So Phil's gonna kind of cross his arms, give you a nod. You know, impending doom and chaos. Okay.
Yeah. There's I know you still hang around here just because it's fun to watch people, especially when they can't see you. Have you seen, like, 2, like, I don't know, they're our age-ish of my group? One has, like, this green hat, and then the other one has, like, a blue hat, and the green one is facing the wrong way for some reason. Like, they try to just emulate that 90s feel, and it just doesn't work. That's their most distinctness, and they look like they're little ruffians, maybe.
I might have seen somebody like that.
Okay, cool. Have you seen any tonight? Because one's a little bit more spunky and the other one's a little bit more chill.
I don't think I've seen them tonight, but I definitely know where they hang out.
Yeah?
And he'll point across the street to... I'm assuming there's, like, a couple different bars in this area, because you know how bars tend to, like, crowd together. And he's going to point at one that happens to be called Tartarus.
That's funny.
All right, you little jokester, you little jokester. you little... Why-yada.
I just look over like, that's a little spot on. Love that.
Makes sense.
I look over to Phil and just like, well, thank you. If you come by the usual spot, like, in a couple days, Uncle Marty should be back. He said that he had to go to Ghost Vegas or whatever the heck that means. I don't understand. I don't want to know.
Ghost Vegas.
So, you know, he's coming back, so I think he's got something special for you, Phil.
Alright, Phil seems very jazzed about it, and we'll give you like a ghostly like clap on the back, and you'll just feel like a cold spot on the back of your shoulder, and then like you glance over to Tartarus, and then look back, and he's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, at that moment when he's gone, Rosalind has been thinking about doing this the whole time. And at the moment he's gone, Rosalind goes over to where she thinks Phil is and like puts her hand there and says, Ambrose, can Phil feel this? Can Phil feel this right now? Like, does it feel like anything to him? What if I use both hands?
You're gonna have to ask next time because Phil literally just left.
Oh, damn
But
it.
if you want to feel what Phil
Sorry.
feels like, you can feel my shoulder right now. It's cold.
Rosalind
If you
puts
want
her
to feel
hand,
what...
puts her
Yeah.
hand on Ambrose's shoulder and then like
And
recoils back.
it's like-
It is cold.
Yeah, like you can feel like in a handprint shape, and like the size of like a large man's. And you can like if you put your hand there, if you put a closed hand, then you can feel like the spaces in between where his fingers were are warmer, and like it's very noticeable.
Oh, weird.
See, you can hear him, and you see? I just can see him. So. At
If
least when you guys
ghosts-
are around me, you can hear him. Nobody else can.
If ghosts wanted to, can they touch us? Or is it just like a you thing? That they
I
can
mean, they
just...
could probably touch you, but I mean, I think that's a little unsettling to most, unless they want to really mess with someone. Which I think, as a ghost, that'd be fun to do, but that's just me.
So don't piss off any ghosts. Got it.
I'm gonna try not to. I'll try my best. So,
I haven't heard any complaints lately, so.
what do you mean lately? Like,
You need to go visit your grandmother.
no, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm good.
Yeah. Go visit your grandmother, put some fresh flowers, she'll very much appreciate it, and then she was thinking of doing something once. And I'm like, no, I'll talk to Marty. And she's just like,
gonna
not your
do?
Uncle Marty. No, not my Uncle Marty. No, he's in Ghost Vegas right now.
Ghost Vegas.
I love Ghost Vegas.
Give your grandmother some flowers and some ghost money so she can go to Ghost Vegas too, Marty. Jeez.
Yeah.
The hell is ghost money? What am
I
I supposed
assume
to...
it's what they need for Ghost Vegas.
Is that where quarters go when they die? Like, that's...
How many ghost quarters has Marty made?
Oh my god, right?
Right?
I've thrown
Marty,
a
you
lot
better
of
watch
quarters.
out. Oh god, there's
You
one right
killed-
now!
Wait, no.
Not funny. Not funny.
When you kill quarters, they go to ghost quarters. That's what happens. So you're half the reason that they have their income. So just kill some more quarters and leave them on her grave, and you'll be set.
I can't tell if you're messing with me or not, and it's starting to freak me out.
I'd like to know.
Alright, let's go to Tartarus.
Just keep killing quarters. Leave some flowers. Your grandmother will be happy. She won't just randomly start playing music in the middle of the night.
I'd like to go to
From
Tartarus
your
now,
mother's
please.
music box? Yeah.
Uh-huh. I'd like to,
Yeah.
I'd like to go to Tartarus now, please. Where's my inhaler? I think I left my inhaler at home.
This is so great. You guys have such great energy together.
It would be even more chaotic if Vin was here, let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so to Tartarus.
Tartars, yeah.
To Tartarus.
To Tartarus.
All right, so you walk into Tartarus, which is, it's kind of like a dive bar. It's not real fancy. You walk in, like it's still pretty like late afternoon, early evening. So it's pretty like dead in there at the moment. But you walk in. Ha! Yes. Pun unintended, but very fortuitous. There's just like a plain wooden bar. There's some carpet on the floors. It looks like it probably needs to be cleaned. Some booth seating, some table seating. There's a few people sitting at the bar. Couple people in like various tucked away in little corners here and there. But it's pretty vacant in here. The bartender is just kind of chilling behind the bar, wiping out some glasses because everybody has drinks right now and doesn't seem to be needing their attention.
Rosalind will walk up to the bartender and say,
All right.
Hey, have you seen this guy recently? He's, oh god, now I need to pull up the picture that you sent us to remember. He's like wearing all blue. He doesn't have a shirt on. He's got blue shorts, an open blue jacket, a blue hat, very blue. Have you seen a guy that's like very blue in today?
Bartender's gonna raise an eyebrow at you and very casually while wiping up this glass and then like take it, turn it upside down and set it on like a little shelf that's underneath the edge of the bar. Fold their arms, lean back against the back counter and maybe I have. Who's asking?
Rosalind looks very serious and says, "It's of the utmost importance that we find him. The safety of the world is at stake. And I would like to use my color power, which is
yes,
which is red, the blood of angry men, which allows me to give which allows me to give very very convincing words and speeches, very dramatic, convincing words.
That's fucking awesome! Oh my gosh!
Okay.
Oh, that's so good.
All right.
Is that resolved?
Talk to me. See what you can come up with, and I'll tell you if you need to make a roll for it or not.
Well, I've talked to you about why I think it should be resolved.
Do you have? Oh, you do have a point in resolve.
I do have a point in resolve.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'll do resolve. Resolve makes sense here.
Cool. I will spend one of my Prisma to give me an extra D6.
Okay.
That's a 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
So what are you gonna say to convince this guy? Like, give me an idea of what you're arguing.
The safety of the world's at stake. I said it. I said what I said.
Okay.
I think, in my head, the role comes from Rosalind, trying to look her utmost as serious and convincing and God, what's the word? As see, now I can't think of the word.
Stern, serious.
Solemn?
Solemn? Yeah. Let's go with solemn. Solemn's not quite it, but it's close.
Okay. They're going to kind of do one of these. World's at stake, huh? Well, you know, the relationship between bartender and patron is very sacred. But the world's at stake. I suppose I could tell you I haven't seen him yet today, but he usually comes in looks at their watch. round about the next half hour or so. You know, on the days that he does show up.
Stick around then. I'll buy everyone around.
All right.
Also, do you know if he likes any animals in particular? Has he gone on some drunk rambles about, like, a cute animal?
I don't know. Don't think it's ever come up.
Cat person or dog person, you think? I'd say goldfish, but you can't really do too much with that.
Probably a dog person.
Okay, I'll be back. But yeah, give everybody a round. You know, order what you want, guys. Get me, a cherry sour, and, then we'll talk. And, they leave, and just, like, go out, summon a dog that's, like, a cute little German Shepherd puppy. And, they come back. Let's say within, like, 10 minutes, so 10 minutes have passed. And they come back.
Alright, so in that 10 minutes, what are you guys ordering?
Can I have a glass of water? I don't drink when I'm nervous.
The bartender will offer you, if you would like, some lemon or lime in your water, and they'll also give you, like, a couple, like, non-alcoholic mocktails they could come up with if you wanted.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated. He will accept.
Alright, so you'll get to walk away with a cup of water with a lemon and, I don't know, like a soda water and lime kind of deal.
Yeah, just a little bit of that.
No. It's coconut sparkling water with some lime.
Ooh.
So you got the lime and the coconut.
It's the lime and the coconut.
Thematic. Yes.
Oh, come full circle.
We're back to the line with the coconut.
We did it.
Alright, what about Rosalind?
Cosmopolitan, baby.
Okay, makes sense. Cranberry juice is red. I half suspected you to order something with Fireball in it.
Ooh, that's a good.
Wait, no, that's so clever.
Fireball whiskey is good, but I think she probably likes stuff that's sweeter than that. I don't know. Cosmopolitan with a little bit of with a shot of Fireball. There you go.
Spicy cranberry. Alright, so are you guys gonna take a booth?
Yeah,
I'd say take a booth.
Probably like a shadowy booth in the back of the bar.
Gonna pick one strategically?
Yeah. Real Aragorn style.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything else you want to do in the that Ambrose is getting a dog?
I gotta make it not so, like, I'm just gonna summon a dog, here we go! I don't want to spook him, so I'm just gonna, like, you know, go for the little time away, be like, oh, look, I got my dog. You know.
Oh, well, look at that.
Little puppy.
And now we wait.
I don't have anything. Before
Alright.
Grace gets back. I guess she's just watching the door to see if no, I can't say
Charybdis.
the name. Charybdis, thank you. When Charybdis walks in.
Marty's got a pocket full of quarters. He's got a pocket full of quarters.
And is the other hand holding a cigarette?
I don't smoke anything when I'm nervous. It can become a bad habit. I don't do anything when I'm nervous, and I'm nervous all the time.
That's so funny. Marty's nervous that if he does things while he's nervous, that it'll become a nervous habit.
it'll become a problem. My therapist said that I should even step away from my Neopets because it's becoming a problem. Like that's
Oh my
I
god.
love that Marty does Neopets. That's
it's becoming a problem.
Are you addicted to Neopets, Marty?
A little bit. I don't know. Everybody has habits. Stop looking at me.
We'll talk about
And
this
at that
after.
moment, that's when Ambrose comes back in. Little puppy in arms. And it's a German Shepherd puppy, so its ears at this moment are still like very like
Floppy.
flopped. Yeah.
I love German Shepherds that don't have cropped ears. They're so cute.
They're so cute.
Oh yeah.
I love them. I love them so much. Cool. I guess we're just waiting for the twins to come by.
Yeah.
For one of
If
them
they
at
do.
least.
For one of them, hopefully. I hope they both don't show up because then that's a problem.
Hate that.
So you guys
wait.
sit there and you drink your drinks.
Wait.
Yes.
I do have something I want to do. Because Scylla might Scylla?
Scylla.
Scylla might show up. So I think Rosalind is going to go find another patron who looks like they're just kind of hanging out, like they're just vibing. And she's gonna hand them some money and say, hey, can you like hang out outside, and if two people show up and one of them's wearing a lot of blue, one of them's wearing a lot of green, can you like keep the green one outside for a bit?
They're going to look at the money, take it, fold the dollars, put it in their pocket, and like give you a shrug and a smile, and grab their beer and go stand by the door.
Sick. Okay. That's
This
it.
person's about to fucking die. This person is about to explode.
They're about to die. It's gonna be great. Only $20. You're deaf here.
Oh gosh.
He'll be fine.
At least I won't remember it in the morning. You know, like that's cool. So we have a distraction.
Exactly,
Yeah.
just
Awesome.
in case.
Awesome.
So, you guys are sitting there drinking and talking for a little bit, and, you know, surreptitiously keeping an eye on the door. And after a little while, you hear the jingle of the, like, shop bells hanging on the inside of the as someone else comes in. And you glance over, and you see a young man, blue and not as many clothes as he should be in a dining establishment. But he has decided that the no shirt rule doesn't apply if you're wearing an open jacket.
Technicalities.
Yeah. And you see him go up to the bar, and like in the like kind of jovial way that observed him acting, just kind of like come up, like slap the bar and lean forward on his elbow and start chatting with the bartender and like laughing, having a good time. And the bartender has this like intense look on his face that he pretends isn't there every time that Charybdis like looks him in the eye. It just kind of goes from to, oh yeah, uh-huh, and then back to like looking at him like, what is it that you're doing that is putting the safety? What are you?
I love this.
What kind of monster are you?
Literally.
I don't want to know.
Marty clocks him, turns to Ambrosia and says, I think it's go time. I think it's time.
Yeah. Yeah, you stay here, okay? And they pop out a ferret for you.
Don't need to tell me twice. You don't have to tell me twice. I'm perfectly fine. And he's gonna chill out here with the ferret, with the therapy.
Yeah. Ferret.
Therapy.
Yeah. So Ambrose gets up. Rosalind, are you gonna do anything, or do you want to come with? Or what are you feeling? They whisper.
Rosalind's gonna get up and she'll say, "I'll hang back just in case things go bad."
So they just like stroll up to barkeep area and like puppy in hand. Like, hey, can I get some lavender vermouth next? It's kind of smoky, kind of like that Earl Grey mix.
Bartender will raise an eyebrow and give you a approving nod, like not something that gets ordered a lot, but yeah, I can mix that up for you. Give me just a second. And turn away from the bar to start grab a glass, pull some liquors down. And Rosalind will notice that a couple minutes after Charybdis walked in, your plant outside also came back in and gave you a thumbs up, like, I don't think there's anybody else with him, and went and sat back at their spot at the bar.
Nice!
Thumbs up.
Nice!
Back. Silently cursing yourself for the waste of money.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
You could always, convince Marty to, pull some change out of a vending machine for you.
$20 worth of order.
I like to think that, y'all ever seen
later.
that one episode of SpongeBob where Mr. Krabs put, a quarter in the vending machine and, had it on a string and pulled it back out? Then Marty does that, but with powers. Sticks it in there, pulls it back out. He doesn't steal any quarters or anything. He just steals cans. But he is very scared of getting caught.
I definitely tried to do that when I was little.
Marty never pays for a newspaper.
He's too scared to read the paper. the New York Times stresses him out. He can't look at the news. He just has to hear about it secondhand.
I love Marty so much.
I just keep developing new phobias for this guy. It just
makes
keeps
perfect
coming.
sense.
Meg probably came across this guy one day and was like, "You are one fucked up puppy, and I like that."
Oh, that's so good.
Please continue. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please
That was
continue.
great. Okay, so Ambrose standing next to what's his face at the bar with the dog. Charybdis has not put two and two together yet because he is very focused on he just got his drink. He's enjoying it. He's waiting for his friend the bartender to turn back around so they can continue chatting.
So
Suspecting nothing.
yeah, that is until the puppy smells him, and he probably smells a little salty. And the dog's just nose absolutely going, and the nose finds his arm, and he just starts licking his arm.
Adorable. And he's going to turn and not look at you, look at the dog and go, puppy, and just start petting this dog.
Oh.
Not paying any attention to the person holding the dog at all, just holding out one hand dog to continue aggressively licking and petting with the other hand, who's a good puppy?
He doesn't seem so bad. He doesn't seem so bad.
You can hold him if you want, and I just put the puppy in the arms. Again, he's probably not registering, but I'm putting the puppy in the arms, and the puppy's pretty chill, just very happily licking.
he's just going. He's holding this puppy as like cradled in one arm, petting the other as the dog like licks his bicep. He's
No,
just like expression of absolute delight on his face, and eventually like looks up at you. You can see the wheels turning very slowly, and then he's like, "Wait, you!"
So, yeah.
So casual.
Yeah. This, like my friend.
Looks at dog, looks at you, looks at dog, looks at you, looks at dog, puts hand on dog's head, looks at you. Why are you here?
Well, after that storm, that your sister, friend, whomever, caused, we needed a stiff drink to loosen up after that. They done did me a startle.
Then he's gonna kind of laugh a little. Yes, Scylla's good for that. She's a handful, but you know.
I noticed.
But you guys come around here often, and he's gonna scan the bar for the like eventually settle on, kind of like give you a squint, but he's still holding the dog and petting the. If I cause a scene, I don't need to pet the dog anymore.
Just pet the dog. No. No. Sometimes. This one's more so like when we need the atmosphere of the sea. It's kind of calming. You know what I mean?
He's gonna give you like a sage nod, like, yeah, I totally.
Tides and all. I love, so. We just needed the chill waves of this place today. We didn't want to go to the karaoke bar 2 bars down. That's too much.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. My sister likes, over on the other end of the block, that nightclub Nick's. Yeah, that's more her scene. But too many people.
God, I hate people. I mean, you know what I mean, right? Like.
Yeah, totally. I know what you mean.
Yeah. People are the worst. But yeah, no, this
humans,
is
am I right?
Humans, God, they're the worst. But animals are pretty cool, and this guy likes you. He only really is this chill with people he trusts. So pretty cool. So you're not so bad, I guess.
Well, you know what they say, animals are a great judge of character.
They are, yeah.
And he's gonna give you a big grin like, yeah, that's right,
Yeah. So why do you stick around with her if she's so aggressive? Like, man, I see you keep your cool, but she's freaking scary.
I mean, she's my big sister. I've kind of been stuck tagging around with her my whole life, and he's gonna kind of drop his voice a little to not to just between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
A few thousand years of getting pushed around by your big sister, you'll learn to just kind of listen to what she says.
You ever get mad? Do you ever kind of want to go apeshit sometimes?
Wait, can I use my power really quick? My emotional power. I want to take on the fear and embolden everyone around me. I will take in the fear. Just with that, allowing him to feel emboldened as well.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
Amazing.
He kind of soaks it up like a sponge.
Do you ever just want to go ape shit? So someone please after this session make a meme.
You're tired of being
please
nice.
someone gift me. Please.
Oh
And he's gonna be, and he's gonna kind of like laugh. I mean, yeah, but also like, she's scary, you know?
Yeah, but you see how I scared her?
Yeah, you threw that jar of chaos at her. She was so pissed off. That was great.
Right?
You guys seem
do
pretty
that.
chill.
Yeah, we are. We just, hang out, play arcade games, sometimes, go cemetery strolls. Pretty chill.
Sick, yeah.
And we
he's
have
gonna
an
kinda-
abundance of cute friends, and they scritch the ears.
And he's gonna nod, and he's gonna kind of like the bartender who has finished your drink, by the way, and set it on the bar for you.
will take a sip.
And the other patrons sitting at the bar, and like he glances at them and then looks at your booth in the back that's like away from other people. Be like, do you wanna? And kind of just gesture over that way.
Let's go. You can bring the little guy with you too. Doesn't have a name yet, so you can name him whatever you want, actually. Oh, it's up to you.
I think you say that, and as you guys are walking over there, he's like looking like off into the middle distance, thinking. The wheels are turning slowly, and he's gonna laugh, like stop in his tracks, laugh, and go, Cerberus, hell yeah. But he'll come back and sit with you guys.
Hey.
Hey, so, it's actually pretty chill. And he thought that what I did with the chaos was hilarious. So, yeah.
Now he's just sitting in a booth.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm Ambrose. That we didn't really formally name.
Rosalind.
Marty?
Marty, so much. And he's gonna give you like a peace sign, be like, name's Charybdis. You can call me Carrie for short.
Cool.
Carrie's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carry on, Carrie. So, how's your day been outside of those, weird pods? You even like those? Like, don't those freak you out, too?
And he's gonna kind of laugh and be like, oh, trust me, I've seen way weirder shit than those.
Like
A few
what?
1,000 years, I can say.
And he's gonna, like, lean in all... You guys should visit the real Tartarus sometimes. There's some real cool shit down there.
I'm okay.
Yeah. I'm down. I like spooky things.
Yeah.
Do you just like go there? Are you able to just like go there?
And he's gonna lean back in the booth, still holding and petting the dog. Be like, yeah, I mean, folks like us. He gestures to himself and kind of like vaguely does like a little hand wave thing, meaning his sister. We can kind of, go where we want in terms of like Olympus here, Tartarus, all that good, or just like the underworld in general. I mean, we're not super welcome on Olympus. They're a little uppity up there, but
Yeah, one time I went there and my shoulders were showing, and they're like, you really can't have that. Zeus is not like... He's in a mood today, and you're really gonna want to cover up. And I was just like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to.
Didn't he get with a swan once? Wasn't that like a thing?
I can't remember at this point.
Or did he
They
disguise
just, like-
himself as a swan?
I think he disguised himself as a swan and slept
Yeah.
with a mortal woman. But that's besides the point. Is that why y'all? And she like looks at Carrie and says, "Is that why y'all are doing this with Eris?"
He's gonna kind of like shrug and be like, Eris wants to, like shake things up. And, like her and Harmonia been at it for millennia. But Eris is the strongest person on Olympus, if you want to be honest. Because, like, her power comes from how much chaos there is here on Earth. And, like, where else in the world is there chaos than here? Have you met humans?
Unfortunately.
Isn't too much chaos a bad thing, though? Like how too much order would be a bad thing as well? Shouldn't a balance be something to strive for?
Yeah, but where's the fun in that?
I'd say there's a lot of fun in balance, actually. I kind of don't like having too much of one thing or the other in my life, and I've been pretty okay, if you ask me.
It's kind of like when you accidentally almost set your house on fire because you're trying to make candles. Like, for an example, not that I know, and you're just like, oh wow, this is really cool, and then you see the flame, and you're like, oh man, that's really cool, and then like you're like, oh crap, this room is gonna get on fire if this tips over, and it almost tips over, and you're just like, oh my god, and like, you're just trying to contain that. I feel like, those little beasts or whatever the chaos things are, like, I think even for yourself, it might become a little overwhelming, Like, fire's fun. Looks over to, the beautiful redhead. But sometimes there's a little too much. It gets a little toasty. A little too hot.
Rosalind
He's
squints.
gonna like nod sagely and be like, yeah, wouldn't want the water to boil.
Exactly.
And as he says that, he like reach over and touch Marty's mostly empty glass of water and fill it back to the top.
Did that just come out of your finger?
And he'll laugh and be like, nah, it came out of, gesture at the general air. There's water everywhere, man.
So there is.
Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, your sister, like, so, like, how'd you guys, like, meet the chaos being themselves? Like, were you just, like, known them over the years with, like, it's been quite a few years, or, like, a family friend type thing? That's a fun friend to have.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, everybody's kind of at least aware of everybody who lives up on Olympus. But, yeah, she actually approached us. Eris did.
Really?
Handpicked.
Bet you feel very special.
Hell yeah!
Did
I
she
mean,
say
don't
why?
you guys? What, didn't
What if... Wait.
Didn't you
Come
guys
on,
get picked too?
chaos. Wait, if she wants chaos, want to make some chaos for your sister instead?
Chaos is chaos. It doesn't matter where it comes
it's
from.
fun. I get a thrill.
I'm listening.
Okay, you know your sister better than everyone else. We could think of something, like, you, again, like I said, sometimes you just gotta break free a little, like, you gotta, I'm not saying go against your sister, but sometimes you just gotta, like, punch them up a little bit and, like, test where her chaotic limits are and see if she feels fear outside of me and the jar of chaos. That's almost cheating. Like that felt like cheating. That was a cheap trick, but you know. I think we
he's
should...
leaning forward.
Is there like something she doesn't like? Is there some form of like, I don't know. Like you can contain the chaos and put it in less destructive ways, but influential ways that I think Eris would probably get a kick out of you finally getting back at your sister after all these years.
And
that might fulfill the chaotic, like, Brim. I think that might actually satisfy her.
And then maybe you'd be the one who gets to do the pushing around for once.
Yeah, you guys can have that order. That's where the order comes from. You two can create some chaos that is fun to fulfill the gods. But, you know, so it's not as destructive. Just cause chaos for each other. You can learn how to, and we can teach you.
You've been playing second fiddle for thousands of years. How about the main seat?
You deserve it.
You know what? Yeah, I do. I do deserve it. What are you guys thinking?
Well. Let's see.
Oh, you know what she really doesn't like?
What?
She hates birds. And you've got like lots of like animals, right? Do you know birds?
Oh, I can procure all kinds of things that you might think is cute, but she might not like. I summon the cute ones, but cuteness is something that varies from person to person. I can summon a peacock. I can summon a turkey. I can summon, you know what, a Canadian goose. A flock of them.
Poultry horror.
Yeah, like legitimately. Heck, I can summon an emu for you to ride on. It doesn't, like, you name it.
You can just make her go through the whole 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah, partridge and pear tree even. 4 calling birds. We got it.
3 French hens. 2 turtle doves.
The whole thing.
5 golden rings too. Fuck it, we ball.
5 gold rings, we look good. Well, technically it's like 4 gold rings, but yeah. Somebody gets an extra. Actually, you get the extra carry because you deserve that.
All right. So hear me out. You know what I'm thinking? So like, and he's gonna hold his hands above the table. And he has sat the dog on the booth in between himself and Ambrose. The dog's just like chilling. So he's gonna hold his hands over the table and summon some water, and he's gonna shape it, and you see like a sort of like water hologram of his sister. And then it kind of, like, he holds it up long enough for you to be like, okay, yes. And then it's going to shapeshift and become, like, his sister's true form. Well, not, like, because her actual true form is a giant sea monster, but, like, a monstrous form of her. Still mostly humanoid, but, like, kind of like, she's got fins where her ears would be, and she has kind of like a gorgon snakes for hair, but they're more like sea snake kind of vibe and not like scaled snakes. And he's like, so, what's one thing that both fish and snakes would hate?
Pelicans.
Pelicans is really good, but seagulls. Man, I fucking love seagulls. She hates them.
They're so soft too. Have you ever pet a seagull?
No, I want to.
Yeah, I actually saved a seagull once. So remember when that one mobile game was out where you had to go and capture the cute animals and you got a whole bunch of them? Yeah, so we were by that giant waterfall in town, and there's this kid holding. I didn't know him, but he also had a skateboard, and he was just like holding the seagull, and we're just like, "Yo, nice bird. Where'd you get it from?" He's like, "Oh, it's actually kind of injured, and I'm waiting for like animal control, and like, can you hold him? I have to go." I'm like, yeah, cool. And I got to hold and pet his seagull. They're soft, man. They're so soft and endangered. Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah, I'm thinking seagulls sound perfect.
Ooh.
Just a flock of seagulls.
Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh, I know what seagulls really like.
What?
French fries?
French fries.
Seagulls have good taste. I also.
Same.
A seagull stole my pizza once.
Are you afraid of
I
seagulls,
thought
Marty?
it was funny.
A little bit.
Kind of, he kind of like earned it.
I didn't fight back. I just let it happen. What am I supposed to do? Fight a bird?
For a pizza? Probably. I'd fight a bird for pizza.
Over some pizza and have pita on my ass? I don't think so.
It's true.
No, citizens were harmed in the making.
This
Go a long
reminded
way
me.
into his at you.
So off topic, but that reminded me of in Pokemon, a lot of the type matchups can kind of like associate with like, water puts out fire, kill two birds with one stone, and the one that everyone explain why fighting is weak to flying is: have you ever tried to punch a bird?
Is fighting weak to flying?
Yes.
It is.
That totally makes sense.
Right?
You ever dealt with like a flying cockroach before? Impossible.
Oh god.
Oh god.
It's impossible.
Awful.
Impossible.
Awful.
No,
Hate
and
it.
I don't want to.
Jeez.
Sorry for the tangent, but just like.
No,
what am I
it's a great
supposed to
tangent.
do? Fight a bird?
Fight a bird? I can't do that. I'm scared.
It's true.
Try to fight a bird and you hit nothing until eventually you hit it and you just hit beak and now your hand hurts and the bird's just mad. Where's Rosalind looks at Carrie and says, "Where's your sister now?"
And you see him kind of like sit up straight, kind of like squinch his eyes like he's thinking, but he's like he's not like looking anywhere. And he's like, a few blocks away.
Can you sense
Are we doing this? Are we doing this now? Are we?
Oh yeah, I mean we could.
Yeah.
I like okay. So I got birds. Birds I could summon no problem. There's always when there's one seagull, there's about 30 behind them. What if someone like can someone plant some like fries or something on her?
Hell yeah, I can roll up with some.
Yeah.
Nearby McDonald's.
French fries?
They
Do they
have
serve
bar
food here?
fries.
Yeah, Rosalind
Oh
gets
hell
something
yeah,
goes get fries
you're right.
They got those
from the
thick
bartender.
wedge salty ones. Yeah.
Rosalind gets 2 orders of fries and then
One for us, one to torment.
right, us. Ha ha ha. Rosalind reluctantly offers the fries to everyone else.
Those fries weren't for us, were they?
No, it's fine. They were for everyone.
They're not for everyone.
So you guys share some big
Um,
potato wedges and also get a second one to torment Scylla with.
Marty is actually going to step out and get some distance from everyone hopefully to grab a lot of metal things along the way, and I mean like a lot of metal things along the way, and kind of starts to put things together for this ultra prank that's about to transpire.
I love this.
I'm here for it.
Okay. So how are we proceeding?
Does Rosalind want to add anything to this?
I'm trying to think of what she could add.
Can you add
don't-
fury to the seagulls?
Can I?
Yes, you
Can
sure
I?
can.
Okay, yeah, I would like to
You
do
can
that.
you can absolutely.
Oh my god, wait, no. after Ambrose summons the seagulls, while Carrie is planting the fries on Scylla, Rosalind is just like walking back and forth in front of the seagulls, like amping them up, getting them mad, getting them angry.
Are you giving them a thousand?
This is a day that will live on in seagull infamy.
You are going to get the most, and you're.
Oh man, your audio cut out.
Zeke,
No.
cut out.
Your
Cut out.
audio's cut out so much.
Oh no. um, can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I got a little too loud for my microphone, or at least for Discord's noise
Yeah.
suppression. So what I had said was, you're gonna get the most delicious French fries, to make the most chaos that seagull kind has ever seen.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so if I'm assuming, so what I'm picturing is, so you walk a few blocks away and get to the actual park for your little part of town, and you see Scylla at one of those, like, what would that even be called? Like a pavilion, you know, like one of the. It's like paved. It's got a roof and picnic tables underneath, where like you might have a kid's birthday party at the park, kind of deal.
Yeah. So we're rolling up, and I look back to the seagulls. I'm like, flock of seagulls, you're gonna make her run so far away.
Elliot, I love your brain. This was not a connection I made on purpose, but I'm so glad that you. Oh, the puns. Oh, the puns.
I'm full of many.
Beautimous. Okay. So yeah, she's like hunched over this park bench under this little like pavilion roof thing, and you can see like a bunch of miscellaneous chaos goop, and like she looks like she's plotting. And Carrie's gonna walk up right behind her and be like, "Hey, sis!" And she's gonna like hunch down, look up at him with a glare on her face, like, "What do you want?" He's like, "Hey, chill. You know, I hit Tartarus, like I usually do, and the fries, they smell delicious. I thought you might want some." And plop down this like little paper basket of potato wedges in front of her. She's gonna give him a look, grab a fry, put it in her mouth, go back to what she was doing, and he's gonna be like, "All right, yeah, you have fun," and like turn and walk, and then just like lean against the pillars holding up the roof, give you a thumbs up.
So when I see this thumbs up, I signal for them to come in slowly. Like, it starts with 1. And it just kind of waddles up to her on the bench. It just, like, looks at her. and cocks its head.
And she doesn't notice it at first, because she's very focused.
3 more appear. They're kind
Are
of like
they-
on the bench part that she can't see, but the one is on top of the table looking at the french fries adamantly.
And when it hops up on the table, then she does actually, she like sees the movement in her peripheral. She's gonna look up and be like, shoot! Get out of here! Go on, get!
Yeah, so when she does that, that's when the 3 hop up on the bench, and they all kind of like squawk, and then suddenly more just come flocking in. Very, like when one seagull finds one french fry, 30 more come. They gave the signal. That was the signal.
So they all just like, every angle, the outside of this thing, just like come in. And they're like all like under the roof and all around her and on the table and she like tries to jump up, but it's a picnic table. It's all one thing, and she like gets hung up in it trying to get up and like falls and face plants onto the concrete and is just like yelling. And Gary's just like he's trying to be quiet because he doesn't know, because he's just trying to let it happen, but he's laughing. And she's like, what the fuck? Why are there seagulls? Why are there so many seagulls? Get away from me! Don't touch me! And as she's like flailing and trying to disentangle herself from the picnic table bench, she like gets loose, crawls halfway across the little pavilion thing, and as she does so, she's like freaking out, and you see her like human disguise drop, and the more monstrous version of her come out, and she's got the snake, like where she had dreads before, she now, all of them are snakes, and they're very upset snakes that are all actively trying to get away from the seagull. And now the seagulls are like, oh, fries and noodles?
Yeah,
May I?
honestly, that's going on, and like, you know, you get the attention of the seagulls, and then that's when the Canadian goose comes walking by, and just like you hear that honk, that specific honk, and it just like flaps its wings.
The "you have entered my territory, prepare to die" honk.
Yeah, like my babies are like 30 feet away from me. And that is the amount of birds that is my bird cap.
That is the limit. My summon spell has a limit. We have
Canadian geese on top of 30 seagulls is about it. You know.
I like to think that Marty just now comes back after leaving for a bit. You see his hand is like up and like shaking, like he's definitely focusing right now. And he turns over to you, Ambrosia, and he says, "Do you want to see the big one?"
Yes.
And he kind of like Scarlet Witches these hands around and pulls it down, and there's this giant, like the size of a plane, kind of giant metal seagull that is coming down. Its beak opens up with a deafening as the rusted metal clangs and clashes and scratches against itself.
When its beak opens up, Rosalind Rosalind gestures her hand towards it, makes fire shoot out of the beak as it hurtles towards her.
So as that's happening, so she was halfway across.
Have you ever seen a Bug's Life
face to
silhouette?
face with this angry goose, and so she sits up and starts backpedaling backpedaling the opposite direction and has just like fallen off the edge of the concrete like foundation of this thing and fallen backwards, and so she's looking up at the sky as this thing comes down and breathes fire. Like, you see her get like scrambled to her feet, fucking book it, and like halfway across the pond, you see like there's like a small pond, and you see the water like roil and part, and seems like it makes like a portal, and she just dives in. And she's gone.
Oh my god.
And Carrie is losing his mind.
Best prank
and
ever.
like giving you guys a hearty.
That's so good.
See, I walk over. I'm assuming we're gonna walk over to him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, I want to walk over to him.
He will
then,
offer you a high five.
yes, a very firm high five. If that doesn't appease the Chaos God for some time, I don't know what will.
And he just goes, "That was awesome." Oh man, I can't wait to get home and bring her some more French fries. She's not gonna be able to eat French fries for 100 years.
You fucking killed it, Callie. Absolutely perfect. 10 out of 10.
Sometimes it's nice to even the playing field, huh?
Absolutely. You know, we make a good team. I like
We
you
do.
guys.
Best part is she doesn't know that you were a part of it. She doesn't know we were a part of it.
It's true.
All she knows is the birds have an agenda against her.
She does.
So I guess what happens now, and what do I do with this? Addressing the giant metal bird that is. Did it crash? Did I crash it into her, or like did I just?
I think it probably like did a swoop overhead and
Is now just circling.
circling if you want it to, or like landed in the park if you don't want to maintain holding it up.
We should put it somewhere safe so we can use it if she decides to come back and start more trouble.
We could put it in the arcade.
We could put it in
Yeah.
the arcade, and he kind of like squishes his hands together, and all the metal like just kind of forms into a ball, just effectively like crushing it but keeping it together. It's a good thing to hold on to.
And he's gonna specifically Marty give you like a big clap on the shoulder. That was some inspired craftsmanship, my dude.
Ow. Thank you.
And he's gonna like give you guys a like kind of give the group of you like a once over nod and be like, I owe you guys. You need anything? I'm your guy. And he's gonna give you a. He seems to like does like a little sleight of hand motion, and holds out to whoever wants to take it a little crystal, not unlike the ones you guys use for your stuff, but it's like clear and blue, and you can see it has like inside of it almost like it was made of like poured resin, but it like if you hold it in your hand you feel that that's real crystal, but it has like a little kind of ocean scene suspended inside of it, and you can see there's like the shape of a whirlpool and then some like little seaweed.
Oh,
That's so cool.
Be like, you need anything? You call me.
thanks,
I'll
Callie.
take that.
And then he will stride off towards the pond where his sister disappeared and just kind of like take a little running jump, and a whirlpool opens up underneath him and he disappears, and then it closes back. And you guys have successfully defeated some of Eris.
Those birds were awesome.
Yeah.
Those birds were
And
great.
we've been going for about 3 hours, I think. Point.
We did it! Woo!
We did it. We saved the world.
Or at
Oh,
least
that's
defeated the
funny.
monster of the week.
Well, you know,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that I said that the safety of the world was at stake, and would Rosalind ever lie about that?
Clearly not.
Probably. I don't know.
Well, all right. How'd you like that?
That was fun.
That's great.
That was
so
very
much
fun.
I'm very glad.
It's a
Oh,
game I definitely
gosh.
want to play again, and like think more about like the powers, and like get more creative with them too.
I really
Yeah.
liked the powers, like how the powers worked and stuff. That was really cool.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, like, just like, because it's kind of like, there's a Powered by the Apocalypse game that's like an anime game with superheroes, but it's not math.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of like create what your own like super moves are. So I love that because you can really customize your character a lot, which is really cool. And I just literally pulled whatever came out of like my head, and I'm just like, all right, purple. What can I do with violet? I'm like, wait, violet, ultraviolet. Okay, that's good for unseen
It's so
things.
cool. It's so cool.
And the elemental was easy because spirits and death can talk to dead people, and like joy, like I love the part of Ambrose that's just like, or the Violet character, which is just kind of like, yeah, they're about dead things and talking dead things, but there's also joy in life. So I love that.
I love that.
It's such a good
That's
balance,
awesome.
I think, of that kind of character. So you don't have to always make them an edgelord.
Exactly.
That shit- that's so
anti-edgelord clause.
And I love how creative your moves are. Like for both of you, I loved how creative that was. That was just that's so cool.
Read the blood of angry men. Like, just was like, hey, can I do this? I was like, yes, yes, you can. That's amazing.
There's so much room for creativity in that. That's
Yeah.
just that's so awesome for both of yours.
My favorite like go-to example to like here's to like give people the idea of like think of a power that is related to your color is like the red string of fate.
Mhm.
And Red the Blood of Angry Men is completely in line with that. That chef kiss Zoe.
That's awesome.
I also really loved the yours grayscale being able to find the balance between extremes.
Yeah.
Like
That was so good.
That was really, really cool.
Thank you. I
That
couldn't
was
think of
really
anything
smart.
for gray, so I was like, a gray area? What's a compromise? I feel like someone who's scared always compromises. So it's like one I kind of really enjoyed to use and put in there.
Marty's whole personality was a lot of fun.
yes,
Thank you.
so good.
I didn't
I
know
love
that
this
they were
game.
going to be anxious either, so having the ability to just summon cute animals for therapy for Marty is
It's so
works
awesome.
so well.
That's so awesome.
I love it.
Very good synergy.
Because at first he was just gonna be like some insecure dude, and then I started playing him like being anxious all the time, and I was like, wait a minute, this works. Hold on, wait, wait, this works. I love this.
I also just loved. So for the audience reference in the book, so everybody gets their powers from either a muse or one of the Furies, in the cases of black, white, and gray chroma, and they have criteria for like, this is the kind of person that I would pick. And since gray, the emotion associated with the gray chroma is fear, I just loved your line of Meg was like, "You one fucked up little puppy," and I like that.
You're one fucked up little puppy, and I like that.
Amazing.
Oh, that man needs so much therapy.
Yeah.
That
Way
boy
too
needs
much.
therapy.
Boy needs therapy.
He's cuckoo in
It's
the coconut.
psychosomatic.
Yes.
You guys were a delight to play with, and I'm very glad you had fun with my system. So, as a wrap up here, why don't you guys go back over this is who you are, this is where we can find you, and tell me what interesting things you got coming up. What are you working on? Any
guess I'll
things
start
that you're
again.
in coming up?
Yeah. So hi everybody, I'm Elliot. You've probably seen me on here quite a few times in the past. I'm glad to be back here. I love this channel. I love these people so much. So this was awesome. It sucks that Vin was feeling under the weather, but that just means we have a next time. Anyway, you can find me on the internet at ChaosFem, where all my organized stuff is. To see where I will be, because I generally repost onto that one, and that's where everything will be, where it won't get consumed in the chaos that is Chaos Elliot, which is my main account, which is the one I'm more active on, and I purposely made two, because I'm like, no, I need to find out where I am, and I need to remember, and I need other people to kind of figure that out, because I post way too much on my normal Twitter. As for where I will be tomorrow, I will be on the Bard's Playhouse on their Pathfinder 2E campaign, playing Reese, the elf, who is a ranger, and they're kind of roguelike, definitely not raised with an adopted ancestry of goblin. Definitely not, and they did not steal a lot of platinum off of a rich guy. They're kind of like a Robin Hood, if I'm being honest. But they definitely did not do that. And yeah, so they will be returning again tomorrow. And as far as everything else goes, I have a stream I'll probably put on my channel on the Chaos Them channel on Tuesday, playing with some people from the Cozy Queers. Wait, not the Cozy Queers, no. Yeah, they're the Cozy Queer. One of the communities that Wreck-It Raven has, where a bunch of queer people during Pride Month, we've been doing some streams there. And then there's also Jackbox. I'll be playing with some other friends on Thursday. So Tuesday and Thursday, keep your eyes peeled. And yeah, and if you want to catch some other stuff I've been on, I did a Scion game last night with Lawful Good Media. And if you like chaotic characters that are really chill, you like that vibe, you'll really love Mao. They are a deity. Their deity is Mefdet, and they were once a cat, and they can transform into a cat now, and it's very exciting. So that is every other Friday there. And then Revolt on the Rhine is on a small hiatus, as life is very chaotic for some of our players, but you can also check out the first episode on the Bard's Playhouse, which is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition game that takes place in Germany, and Huddy is our storyteller. We have Lore by Night Guy, we have Ashley the Bard, we have DMB, and we have DJ Toreador. It is such a good cast, and yeah, so that is where you can find me. I'm on other people's channels more than everything else, and I think that's it for me right now.
Fantastic.
Right on. Well, I'm Jordan. You can find me at Upgraded Moon on Twitter.com. I'm basically just a normal dude who likes to act and compose stuff. Normally on streams, you can find me with Crit Failsafe. Every Monday, we play a Game of the Between, which is like a Victorian England supernatural kind of adventure. It's super fun. It's super open-ended. Every experience is going to be a unique experience, so it really is a lot of fun to play. Like, I'm going to be bringing in a new character that I ended up just setting up recently, after just recently losing my character. It's the first character that we lost. Normally we have other shows at Crit Fail Safe, but the other one is currently on hiatus at the moment as we get a new player for it. But as of right now, just the Mondays, and that's it. That's about it for me. I don't really have a whole lot else going on. I'm going back to college, so it's my schedule is going to be a little more.
That's enough excitement for anybody.
Oh my god, I've never been to a university before, so like transferring from community college to university is kind of nerve-wracking.
Been there, done that. It wasn't a university, but it was like a college, but it's different than community college.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking, huh? So fucking nerve-wracking. Yeah, that's about it for me.
And the lovely Zoe.
Hi, I'm Zoe. You can find me at Twilight43 on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of the social medias. The stuff I have coming up is stuff on this channel, which I'm going to tell you about right now. Hi, we're raising money for Trans Lifeline as part of our Comfortably Queer campaign. We've been doing it all Pride Month. We're at $705 right now. At $1,000, you get to decide what kind of tattoo Wes gets if you push us past that mark, as well as unlock the extra stretch challenges we have at $1,200, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, and $3,000. Also, if you get us to $750, which is our next stretch goal, Wes has to do every non-TTRPG stream in the month of July on an exercise bike, which is very funny. So I would like us at least to get $45 more to do that. Honestly, I'll do it myself at this point. Probably. But you should do it first before I do it. I need to see that.
That's awesome.
Tomorrow's Sunday? Tomorrow's Sunday. It's been a weekend. Tomorrow's Sunday, which means Leslie is going to be playing Skyrim for the first time ever. She is going to start playing at 4 p.m. Eastern. She's going to play for about 2 to 3 hours unless you donate $50. Every $50 donation adds another half hour to her playtime, so you can make her play Skyrim forever if the money keeps coming. Monday, we'll be back with technical difficulties with Derek. Tuesday, Leslie will have Comfort Sickle. Wednesday, we'll have Good Game Well Played, where I believe the intent is to play Stardew Valley, but of course, everything is always subject to change depending on who is available and what games are available. But right now on the slot, it is Stardew Valley. And then Thursday, Leslie and I are going to be back to play, to ideally play more Little Hope. The game crashed on us last week, and after a quick Google search, Little Hope apparently crashes a lot in multiplayer mode. Little Hope in multiplayer mode is apparently a terrifying, awful mess. So we're gonna try to play more Little Hope, but this is me telling you now. I haven't actually talked to Leslie yet, but I have ideas for a backup plan in case Little Hope goes rotten. But other than that, Friday, I believe Wes will be back to play more. There it is. I can never remember what this game's called. Oh, actually, this 24th is the Wes and Derek 12 to 24 hour stream.
They're playing Final Fantasy X.
Yes, they're playing Final Fantasy X.
Yes,
and that is another. Yes, that is another. That's another day where you can donate money to make them play longer and longer and longer, just like tomorrow will be for Leslie. Yeah, and that's the. And
then next Sunday, so this Sunday, Leslie's playing Skyrim. Next Sunday, we will be back with our normal Carrying Comfort news,
yes.
And we'll have a lot of news to potentially go over since we're not doing it this week, and things in our little news feed that we've got in our workspace that I'm very excited to listen to the gang talk about. So
there's a lot of news. The WWE is falling apart. It's fucking.
Oh yeah, it is. I'm very excited.
Oh, and Saturday. Saturday will be the Vampire the Masquerade one shot.
Yes.
I believe. I don't believe that has changed.
What's that?
I'm double checking the calendar. I'm checking I'm running the numbers. I'm running the facts. Yep, right here. The Bad Night Vampire the Masquerade one shot. Clear as day. Right there, baby. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
I love that.
That's all I got.
Okay, and then hi everybody. I have been your GM. Today, Chroma. My name is Zeke. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me on Twitter at E_Z_KIEL, EZKL. And let's touch game stuff first. If you would like to play the game that we played tonight, you can get it from my itch.io. Zoe, would you mind dropping a link to that in the chat? Right here. Fantastic. Tomorrow is my birthday, so if you wanted to do me a big birthday favor, in addition to donating to Tiltify campaign for Pride Month, you could buy my game and maybe drop me some tips. I would appreciate it a lot. It'd be really great. But yeah, so I made Chroma. It is powered by the Charge system. I made it for the Charge Game Jam back in March. I am working on a version 1.1 update, where I'm gonna like tweak the. I've got some rule tweaks I want to do, extra stuff I want to add in. As these lovely folks have seen today, I have interactive Google Sheet character sheets all made up that have like nice little drop downs and everything to help guide you through the process. The only thing I still have to do for those, because there's one for each different color of Chroma Guardian you can play, I'm working on making some pre-generated characters for each color, so that if you just want to be able to like be like, hey, let's throw together a game, you don't have to worry about making your own characters. You'll have some right there all ready to go. And then that's pretty much the only thing I need to finish up, and then I'll have version 1.1 out. So if you do get the game today or in the near future, or if you're one of the lovely people who purchased it, keep an eye out for the developer notes when I push through that update, because there will be lots of cool stuff in it. And then for the last bit of Carry and Comfort info that we've got, I do want to make sure that we plug our lovely sponsors. We are sponsored by Cowlo. They make supplements by and for gamers. They have things like Q Focus to help you like stay focused and on task. They have Q Sleep to help you sleep, which I hear from my lovely coworkers here at the group that it was very effective. And there's also Q Energy, which gives you energy without a crash. We are also sponsored by Dice Envy. If you would like to get yourself on some shiny, clicky math without draining your coffers, go check out the wonderful dice that Dice Envy produces. And they also have all kinds of cool, like, dice bags, dice trays. Like, they make cool stuff. They're great. We're also sponsored by 1985 Games. They make cool things like their deck of stories that has lots of cool story prompts for helping you put together your campaigns. Tons of gaming accessories, especially their... Zoe, the name of the map stuff is escaping me right now.
1985 Games, but it's a deck of stories?
Deck of stories, or is it Dice Envy? Who has the map title?
1985 Games. Yep, 1985 Games. What are those? Battle maps, miniatures,
yes.
Map tiles, and the deck of stories that lets you, if you need a punch up in your campaign, you're not sure where to take something, you can use that to give yourself some cool story elements.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And at all three of those, you can get 10% off your purchase by using our links, which I'm assuming Zoe so graciously dropped in the chat, and using code COMFORT for 10% off at checkout. And I think between the two of us, we've covered all of the Carry and Comfort stuff. So
yeah, if we haven't said it, it's not happening. That's not true.
we are but human. There's a chance we have forgotten things or gotten things wrong. But for the most part, I think that just covers everything we've got coming up for the next week and a couple days. And that's going to do it for us for tonight. Remember that comfort comes soon, and have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend. Bye, everybody.
Bye.